Hi creatives, it's Claire from Right Accounts and happy Wednesday. And in this week's tip video, I'm going to spend a little bit of time setting you another challenge, which is something I enjoy doing. This week on the blog, we've been talking about the steps you need to take in estimating the amount of tax you need to pay, which really built on from last week's topic on the 3 different places where we can make provisions for our tax. So I really have addressed these specifically for sole traders, and I have been talking about income tax, but you can do something similar, particularly in where you save it for GST, though my recommendation would obviously be to keep that in the business. But talking about income tax, first remember this is the profit we pay tax on in the business. So we pay tax on the profit, we don't pay tax on the income. So if we are doing estimates, that's the first mistake I sometimes see people make, is they forget that they have to deduct their expenses, and paying yourself and paying your super, which I hope is something you're doing, aren't deductions, they are included in the profit. So if you've read the blog, or if you're planning on reading the blog, I know it sounds long, it sounds complicated, and it sounds pretty boring. But being prepared for tax is what I think one of the easiest ways to reduce the stress of running your business, because it takes away that fear. The fear of not having enough cash, not knowing what you're going to need to pay, and being hit with a tax bill at the end of financial year, or actually when you do your tax return, so by the end of October, and then the whole stress around that. It's the same with GST. People really have this big fear of GST because you can't not pay the ATO. Well, actually you can. They have payment plans. It's not paying, it's just delaying the payment. But if they say that understanding and awareness are the first steps in solving a problem, then we need to make sure we understand and are aware of our obligations when it comes to tax, both GST and income tax. But maybe tax isn't the thing that freaks you out the most, and this really is what this tip is about. I would say that for most people, tax is up there in the top 3, but there are lots of other concerns people have around finances, around bookkeeping, money management, that may be more pressing or equally more stressing for them or for you. Maybe that's having enough money coming in to pay your rent or your mortgage. Maybe it is having to register for GST and you need to address that. Maybe it's managing the inventory in your business or chasing unpaid invoices. And I know not very many people enjoy chasing unpaid invoices. If that's a big aspect of your business and it's really causing you stress, then I challenge you to find out how you can make that better. The first part of any challenge of awareness is figuring out what the problem is. So what is the thing that is causing you the most anxiety? And then go and solve that, or at least try to solve or address that problem. Find out how you can reduce that stress, what systems or processes or even people can help you with that. Now, yes, that might be working with somebody on that one problem. You might be working with somebody on the whole of your money management part of business, your systems, your tools, your routines, and tracking all of that back to how it impacts you as a person. But equally, there may just be a few small tweaks that you can do that will reduce the stress, and that is my challenge to you. Figuring out what's causing you the stress and then see what you can do to address that. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up or a like. I do appreciate it. Any questions, as always, leave me a comment.